In 2006, a dynamic dance duo formed to take on the world. This Anglo-Australian partnership promptly traveled the globe, learning from the masters of dance. If no one else has the answers, and if you can find them, maybe you should get in touch with Dizzy Feet.
If you've got the questions,
we've got the answers. And good evening, everybody.
good evening.
Here we are.
Which camera?
I've got a hair flick this evening.
Or the main camera.
We're on the main camera. We're on the main one. On the main one. They'll very quickly tell us if there's a problem, won't they?
Yes.
They'll very quickly tell us. So if anyone's got a hair clip, that would be nice. Literally today, it's just
Ella's
suddenly too long.
Ella's got plenty.
Has she?
My wife has,
Yeah. She's on the phone.
Yes, I just need to do this.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just sit and wait, shall we? Just wait.
No, you can talk away. You do that to me.
Very good evening, everybody. So it's good evening from me.
It's good evening from him.
Yeah, there we go. Useless. Useless. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. We've got another fun-packed evening of chat and gossip for you. Plus, we have some old vintage videos as well. So, a couple of weeks ago, I think we were talking about Ephraim Island, where Kelly's from. Well, Kelly lived when we first met. And I found the videos that we took when I went to visit.
Yeah.
So I've put that together, compiled it for you. It's 14 minutes long though, so I don't know if we're going to want to watch all of that. A lot of
I've
it is
not
me
seen
waffling.
what he's done, so I might just say 10 off, James.
Yeah. Oh, Richard Blatchford says, good evening, good looking. And that was to me. Thanks, Rich. All the way from America. Obviously, it's the hair. It's the floppy woppy hair. I seriously did a hair clip. I don't want to put product in it, you see.
Yeah, don't put a hair clip in though.
I think it'd be quite funny.
Please don't.
I think it'd be entertaining.
You still want me to like you, don't you?
Yeah,
First it was makeup, now it's going to be hair clips.
Listen, you suggested the makeup. It wasn't me that suggested the makeup.
No, I did not actually.
Well,
I just said I wasn't doing it on my face.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Like the crew in
the crew cuts in the dance videos.
Ah, okay, crew cut. Yeah, you always had sort of quite short hair for dancing.
Yes.
Are you going to go back short, do you think?
I don't know. I'm going to keep a bit of length on top, I think. I quite like it. Look what Kelly's made us drink tonight. We're not allowed to drink alcohol this evening, and we're having this.
So I've made mocktail. It's taken me nearly an hour to make them. And I think I've only made like 2 drinks each, so 4. They're in the fridge.
Oh, they're in the fridge?
The other ones are, yeah.
Okay, it's very...
This is all there is of this
one. Quite peppery. It's quite peppery. Yes.
A bit of cayenne pepper in that.
So what is it? Because Linda Bloom has asked what it actually is.
Right, so that is pineapple juice, fresh pineapple juice. So I juiced up the pineapple. Because years ago we bought one of those big super duper juicers. So you just chuck all the fruit in. Soda water. Lime juice, squeeze a lime. And some maple syrup to sweeten it a little bit. And some cayenne pepper. And that's the pepper that you're...
Ah, okay. Cayenne pepper in it.
You can see it starting to
settle. Do we need a spoon?
At the bottom.
Do we need a spoon?
You don't want to spoon that in your mouth. That will blow your head off.
Okay, probably.
But it makes it like quite cocktaily because you can't really see it on the screen, I'm sure. But
well, yeah.
It's kind of speckly.
You put it towards the... Don't. We might go out of focus. No, we won't. Speckly, that's your old name, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Speckle.
yeah, my email thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It will be to tell because...
Pineapple juice is delicious when you do it fresh.
Well, it is,
if you've not tried pineapple juice just on its own through a juicer thing, it's amazing. Isn't it?
It would do with... I don't know, what can you put in that? Orange daiquiri
you
or
can
like
you can add a spirit to it like gin.
Yeah,
right. Or a bit of vodka or something if you want to make it Yeah. But I'm on a non-alcoholic night.
I could probably do with it after the week I've had.
What, the alcohol? Oh,
Yeah.
the gin.
I am once again pretty shattered.
Mm.
Pretty shattered, and a bit walking wounded today. Got clobbered today in a lesson, and so yeah.
Clobbered?
Oh, you're proper clobbered.
Oh dear.
Proper clobbered.
Were you doing that Latin stuff?
No, it was ballroom,
Oh,
and
dear.
it was foxtrots, and someone I won't mention their name, but Sigrid. Oops.
Secret.
Sigrid made one mistake, which was right at the end of the routine, and instead of going outside my feet, she decided to go on it.
Oh, when you said clobbered, I thought you meant in the head.
No. That only happens in Samba in 2008.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Put us out of the blooming international, didn't it?
Yeah, because messed up James's neck.
We've had so much. We've been so unlucky. Been so unlucky.
It is quite summery, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It looks it. Looks it. Yeah.
Could be a little colder. I didn't have much ice.
Oh, hang on. Pineapple is a good anti-inflammatory food, so will help James's creaky body. My body's not too bad, actually. It's just my right leg and right foot at the moment, it seems. The right foot was sore already before I got clobbered by Sigrid today. I did tell Sigrid already that I was going to mention it tonight, so we've already had that discussion, and I said it's all in jest. But it did blimmin' hurt. It really hurt. But yeah, I had a bit of a break after that, thankfully, so I was able to put my foot up and have a rest. Yeah. She was so... Sigrid did, yes, she was.
Oh, don't worry,
She was,
Sigrid.
but honestly, I'm used to it. However, at the moment, I'm not quite back to my cast iron typical strength. So that's the problem. Someone says back here, about my haircut. No time, too busy for a haircut. Well, I'm not. I'm sure I could fit one in. However, my hairdresser is now inundated. So, and it's not essential that I have a haircut. Really.
We can't even get Ella in
No.
just for a little trim at the moment.
No, so we'll have to wait for a sec.
So I've either got to do it or try somewhere else, I suppose. But
Thanks for the tip, Ray. A little bit of mousse, but you've only got short hair,
bit of mousse,
haven't you? Yeah. So this week's not been too bad. It's been nice to be back in the studio again for a second week. So it is good.
It
It's
feels
good to be
like
back.
a routine is starting to
Yeah,
build,
yeah.
doesn't it? But then it will change again in May, of course. So
Yeah, things are going to switch again when the classes
Yeah.
restart as well. So yeah, good evening, Sarah Ball. So I might have missed some
Good
people coming in
evening.
saying good evening. Sorry. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Well, we need questions, don't we? Or we could go straight to the little video while we're
think
drinking our
someone-
drink.
I think someone sent me a question.
Send you a question. It's probably Julian.
Yes.
He sends his questions by proxy because he's not actually watching tonight. Then he catches up later. to
Oh
find out
gosh,
what
yeah.
we said.
He sent me a list of
He
questions.
did it last week.
He sent 5 questions. Yeah, and he
He
actually
sent 8
sent,
last week, didn't he?
No, he sent 5.
Was it
And
5
we,
last
and we
week?
didn't answer the last one. He was quick to point that out.
Oh, was it? What was that?
I can't remember now. It's on here somewhere.
Okay. Go on then. What's the first one?
He's been watching YouTube. He said the YouTube.
Well, there we go. He said the YouTube, did he? It's as bad as saying the Facebook.
He deliberately says it. He does it in
Parentheses.
yes. And he came across a WDSF Pro Ballroom final in Tokyo.
Uh-huh.
They seem to have a different system. Questions for tonight. Some of the dancers are danced solo. What's the idea? Surely it must take a long time to get through a final.
Yes.
Why doesn't the BDC do this?
Because it takes a long time to get through a final.
Yeah.
The idea of that is that the WDSF, the World Dance Sport Federation, which are, I think I briefly explained this before. A while ago, there was a split basically in the dance industry where the WDC looked after professionals and the IDSF looked after amateurs. Then the IDSF became the WDSF, World Dance Sport Federation, from the International Dance Sport Federation, and then decided to run pro comps as well. In retaliation, I suppose, the WDC then decided to run amateur competitions. So essentially what you had was two breakaway groups, basically. So you had this, us and them, I suppose you could say. So, yeah. So 2 federations, whereas before, one dealt with amateurs, one dealt with professionals. So the WDSF, sport-based. WDC, I would say more art-based, perhaps, to make it simple. The WDSF wanted to come up with a more fair way of judging the couples, to assess them and to get placings and that sort of thing. And also, they needed to come up with these systems to ensure government or Olympic sport funding and recognition, that sort of thing, to make it fairer. So much like the ice dance, which is always obviously danced on its own, and then they're judged by artistic interpretation, and artistic merit, and technical acumen, or something, aren't they? I don't know. They've got 2 scores. So that's the idea behind it. So they get the couples to dance solo, so they can be judged purely on a technical basis or a specific element of their dancing. I think they've toyed with the idea of certain judges only judging certain things and other judges judging other things. But really and truly speaking, in our business, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. It's too subjective. Basically, they need to focus on the fundamentals of movement and the beauty of it, and worry about the music rather than worrying about how sharp their elbows are, and how fast they belt around the floor, or how much the girl bends in half. They've tried to reinvent the wheel a little bit too much, and they've pushed the envelope. They've pushed the envelope so much it's ripped, in my opinion. And now they're trying to put it back together with sellotape, but it doesn't look any good. There we go. So basically, it's just to be different.
Quite an analogy.
Yeah, you like it, don't you? Like it. I had another one today. I think it was today or yesterday. It might have been yesterday. I said that when you're dancing, we're each of us are like a broken biscuit. So on our own, we look a little bit sad and lonely, but together we are complete.
Aww.
Nice, isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Are you talking about us specifically?
No, just generally.
Oh.
I mean, you'd be a ginger nut, of course, and I'd be like a shortbread. So
You're
you
not
can't put
short,
those
though.
together.
You're not very short.
No, but you can have long
Well, you are
shortbreads.
in terms of manner.
Yeah, so it's just a
True,
way for them
it's
to
true, it's true.
assess the dancing and to justify their, I don't know, importance, maybe, I suppose you could say. Right.
Do you use gestures or signals when dancing to indicate what move you want to make? I'm thinking when you're not following a routine, and especially when dancing apart.
Well, when you're
Pizza.
dancing apart, that's Brecon Beacons. That's Peter and Sylvia.
I know.
They always have good questions. When you're dancing together, there are certain body actions, body movements, and certain indicators that you use for your partner to follow. One day in your dancing, you may well get to the point where you both lead and you both follow at different times. So one part of the partnership will lead, and another time the other part of the partnership will lead. So it's like a language and a conversation where you react and respond to your partner. That doesn't really happen as much in the ballroom as it does in the Latin, perhaps. Latin is more so like that, where you can have a bit more of a conversation, action, reaction.
Yeah.
We typically have to have a routine to get around the floor that you learn and you remember. Of course, things have to change a little bit, so you have to be used to being able to change direction quickly and do different things. So there are certain techniques you have to learn, and certain moves you have to learn, and certain ways of leading certain things.
Basically, with ballroom, you learn the leads and follows for all your choreography, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, so you just get to know
How to lead
how
something.
it feels,
Yeah.
basically, and that's how you lead and follow it. So it's not as easy to describe as, say, Latin. Like if you do that, like you're kind of gesturing to your partner to come this
Yeah.
way.
So there's lots of different ways of leading. You can lead with your eyes, you can lead with a gesture, with your hand, with your foot, with the body, with touch. Yeah, really, many different ways. Latin's a bit harder, of course, because you're not in control necessarily of your partner directly. So if you've got a special way of leading your Cuban breaks, as you say, Peter, whatever works for you. So if you've got a special signal, if your signal's Cuban breaks, then it's fine, isn't it? It's fine. As long as your partner responds to that and you do the same thing all the time, it works. Yeah. If you're able to share, what are your thoughts in general on service development and leadership? Service development? Even in relation to Dizzyfeet, this could help. I'm asking myself a job interview on Tuesday.
Service development and leadership.
What does service development mean? Delivering a service, what we deliver.
That was probably a bit loud.
Can you clarify what you mean by that, Roz?
See, we're not corporate at all.
No.
Because neither of us have worked in a corporate environment for a very long time now. So
Yeah.
we're not necessarily up with the lingo.
I do what I want, really.
Yeah, I know
really
you
do what I
yeah.
want.
Please don't tell Sylvia that she can lead from time to time. She will get ideas above her station.
Well, very true. You've got to keep these ladies in their place.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about dancing, you see. When you come to learn to dance, as a gentleman, For most of your life, or your adult life, when you're in and around a relationship, quite often you have to tread on eggshells on many occasions, and to be assertive is very difficult. Sometimes you are stopped.
Developing a service.
That's a different conversation.
Sorry, I didn't
However,
want to say that.
when you learn to dance, you learn to be able to put a woman in her place, which is a good thing. But that also that runs parallel with with my philosophy for all women dancers to give me their body, open their legs, and find me irresistible, and then I put them in their place.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, developing a service. So, I suppose what we do, we kind of know, the years and years and years of dancing, we kind of know what we're doing, and we know the product that we are doing. To then pass on that or provide that service for people, I suppose, I don't know if we're a service industry, are we? I don't know, really. But I suppose the service that we provide is teaching people how to dance.
It's kind of...
So
it's kind of service, but it's leisure, isn't it?
Mm.
But I mean, what we do comes under so many umbrellas, really, because people have different reasons for doing it. So some people do it for the mental aspects, some do it purely for the physical aspects, and some do it just because they want a hobby. And then some get really into it and want to do, like, obviously what we did, which was competitions and things like that, and it becomes more than just a hobby, it becomes your life. And then eventually your job, you know. But obviously that doesn't always happen. Some people do it like what we did, and then they walk away from it completely. So
I suppose what we do is, if I was to step back from who we are, what we do, and just analyse it a little bit more, what do we provide? We provide dance lessons, and that's a kind of a service. So we provide dance lessons and elements of entertainment.
Aww.
So what do people want from that? So what do they want to achieve? Do they want to they want to improve their own health and well-being? They want to perhaps do competitions. They want to do examinations. They mostly want to have fun. So how can we structure that? So we know, obviously, for all our years of dancing, how to get from nothing to something. And then it's identifying what that something is for a certain person. So that's what our beginner classes are.
If it's just having fun, then the social aspects are obviously really attainable for everyone. Yeah. That's what's great about dancing, isn't it? So therefore, in the service side of things, it's then providing you with a vehicle in which you can actually use it in a social environment. So hence the dance party nights and dance holidays and things like that. That's kind of the fun side, isn't it?
Yeah. But we never had a business plan.
It's just kind of developed and grown.
So obviously I started everything
changed.
Before Kelly came along anyway.
You started teaching before.
Yeah, so I never had a business plan. And even when we took over Povies and had the studio, and we had a mortgage to buy it and all that, there was no business plan.
No, it was just do as much as you can.
we just this is what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So obviously, if we had to write one, I think we could have quite easily written one.
Yeah, I think we could have done.
But it's all been organic what we've done, so it's not. We're not a great
It's organically
example.
grown as the demand has grown and changed over the years. So we started off just teaching a few classes, and then some people wanted private lessons.
So we did some privates.
And then some people wanted to do comps, and then some people wanted to do medals, and then it was like, oh, let's do a social dance night. We've got enough people that come now. We'll do a social dance night. And then
it was should we run a comp?
Yeah. Well, before that was dance holidays.
Yeah. Should we run a dance holiday? Let's run a dance holiday. Let's see who's interested. We'll organise that, and then it was a lounge comp at the studio, and now stupidly we run world championships. So
it's all very organic. For sure.
For us, it's all just developed over time like that.
I think in any business, I mean, I can only base on our experiences, and I've listened to a lot of people who also own businesses in terms of like when they go online and they talk about their experiences. It's not that dissimilar to ours actually, even though it might be a more product based business. You develop it, and I think through listening to what people want. Because even when people don't know what they want, because a lot of people don't know what they want, they come to dancing and they say, "Well, what do you want to do?" I don't really know. You just tend to find out what people react to. So we put on a dance night, people loved it. Great, let's do more of that. Yeah. do a dance holiday. Did you enjoy it? Yep. Okay, let's do more of that. And the same goes for the competition, and then dance classes. We can run this type of class, or a fun class, or a more technical class. And it's just like you just got to trial and error, see how it goes, and then do what people enjoy, because that's what it's about. Really.
And ultimately, what they enjoy. So it isn't. Nothing's been about money, has it? Actually, really, anything we've done.
Well, the money side of things is always been about survival, really, hasn't it? Because it's always touch and go with what we do. Sometimes there's lots of it, and then sometimes there's not very much at all. So it's
sometimes in recent times there's been none at all.
Yeah, so it's all very much based on we just have to keep doing something all the time.
Yeah.
And that's
thinking of the next.
That's kind of needs must. You're never really resting. The year has always got something going on, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a needs must.
That's what I've missed, actually. I've missed planning stuff.
Yeah, you found that very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So at least now we've got the chance to plan stuff. More judges are confirmed now for the comp in July. Some great judges. Honestly, this panel we are creating is better than Blackpool's panel.
We've got some really great people coming.
We've got the best. So I know some of you are dancers. Good evening, Gordana. She said hello. Woohoo! Great to see you, lovelies. XX. Ray, I'll get to your question in a second. Your questions there, I'll get to that in a second.
Don't forget, I've got 4 others from Julian.
Oh, gosh. And we've got this Ephraim Island video to put on, and I've got some videos of us dancing at Blackpool.
And I've only got another drink.
All right, okay. And Ella hasn't arrived yet either, has she?
No, she hasn't.
Ella's on a play date tonight after school,
yeah.
so we're waiting for her to be dropped off.
For
which is lovely
a
for
friend's birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What was I saying?
Can't remember.
Judges, yes.
Judges.
So those of you that are familiar with dances and that sort of thing, we've got currently Paul Killick, one of the best dancers, historically one of the best in the world, Latin dancers. Carmen, 8 times world champion?
I
think so. Timothy Howson, British champion, international champion, everything champion. Jonathan Crosley, British champion, finalist in the pro and all that.
Everything.
Michael Stylianos, world champion.
Yeah.
Lorna Lee, world champion.
Yeah.
Stephen Sysom, average dancer.
No,
he won't be watching. Multiple British champion.
Yeah.
Who else we got that's high level? I can't remember who else I've asked. Oh, Goran Nordin. Another top judge. Got a couple of others that are potential. Can't announce them because they might not be able to do it. So they're waiting to see what other things they've already got planned. They might not happen, so they might come. So those two. One of them is a multiple world champion, and one of them is a multiple British finalist. Tremendous. Bob and Barbara Grover are waiting to confirm. Again, world champions. Who else? And then we've got some really fabulous other dancers as well, and other judges that have got studios like us that are going to be bringing their dance school as well. So we got a fabulous panel so far. Fabulous.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
They're all really, really keen as well. They're all really, really keen to see dancing flourish again. So they're really supportive, and they want everyone to come.
So we have fingers crossed it all runs.
Yeah.
It all runs, because if it does, it's going to be tremendous.
Yeah. But we did say it was going to be no frills.
Yeah, it's no frills.
So
but the judges are fancy. But
the judges are fancy, but
the comp will be no frills. Just a floor, music, and some walls. Maybe a roof. Hopefully no leaks.
Not the fancy lighting and stuff like that we've had before.
Thank you, Sarah.
Just to make it easy, whether in terms of organising it, and then if things go wrong in terms of cancelling everything.
Sarah Ball says, "Wow, you do such great competitions, but it's only a great competition because of the competitors and those people that turn up."
Yeah, that's a massive part of it, isn't it?
It's because
no one turns up, then it's rubbish.
Waste of time. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
World-class judges, but no pressure. No pressure for you, Sarah. No. All the pressure's on your teacher.
Do you know what I think? I think they'll just be so pleased to see people dancing, won't they?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone's going to really be judged.
Everyone gets.
Everyone
gets a first.
Everyone's a winner.
Bless.
Yeah, but it'd be great as a spectacle as well, because we've got all age groups, but open levels as well, not just pro-am or teacher-student. So we've got the juvenile, junior, youth, amateur, senior, and a professional comp as well. And we've already got a couple of professionals confirmed, definitely dancing as well. So it's good. Yeah. So there's people in every age group so far already confirmed. So
okay, great.
We've got at least 1 or 2 couples in every age group so far. Good. And I haven't even released the timetable yet. Not the timetable, the program.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. Now, Ray had a question, music question. Can you tell me what ballroom dance would suit Glenn Miller's St. Louis Blues, as is a favourite of ours? I'd have to listen to it.
St. Louis Blues.
I'll have to put it on YouTube, because I can't put it on the computer.
At a guess, I'd say it's a quick
No, I think it. I don't know. It might not be.
Might be a foxtrot.
While I'm doing that, you can find out. You can ask Julian's next question.
Oh, okay. His next question was, where is it? Hold the line. The scoring is based on a numbered system, not dissimilar to ice skating. Do you think this is a good idea? A numbered system. Oh, right, like 7
Yeah,
out of 10
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that
That's
sort
what
of
they
thing.
know.
I
Well,
don't-
it's difficult. How can you? You have to judge an individual performance. You have to give it a mark out of 10 or something, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can't. Yeah, you have to give them a mark out of 10. I just don't think it works for our style. I don't think it works for our style of dancing because it's not a discipline in the same way that ballet or even ice dance is a
Well, they
discipline.
don't judge ballet like that, do they?
No, I don't think that ballet's not judged, is it? But ballet's a discipline, of course. But ice dance, they have to do certain things in certain times in a certain way,
Particular moves.
and there's an element of jeopardy in ice dance.
Oh
Isn't
gosh,
it, as
yeah.
well? Because it's much more technical.
Scares the life out
It's
of
much
me,
more
yeah.
technical. I think it's just a way for them to
And that's
try
similar
and tick some boxes.
To gymnastics, isn't it?
Exactly.
In that they do that kind of scoring. I think you're right. I don't think it necessarily works for dancing because you can still enjoy someone's dancing even if something about them is not technically quite up to scratch. And that's the same like in ballet.
It's about music.
Someone can be
It's about music.
a bit rough in the ballet, but actually you can't stop watching them for some reason. Like, they're still really good. So, yeah. So that would be the answer. Is no, we probably wouldn't think it would be a good idea for us. There is only one number from each judge. Why not have two like the old ice skating system? One for merit and one for artistry. Would this leave less to judges' whim?
St. Louis Blues is the music they use at Blackpool for the team match, for the walk-on.
Oh.
It's a social foxtrot, but the tempo's a bit dodgy, but it's a social foxtrot.
Oh, it's nice. That's the washing machine going off.
I thought as much.
Yeah.
Social Foxtrot, Ray. It's a great song though, and it's actually quite poignant because that particular song, as I say, they play it at Blackpool for the teams match, and you have to be in the top 2 in the country in a certain style at that given moment to represent your country at the British Championships in the team match. And I have done that when I was a junior, which was wonderful. And had we pulled our finger out, we'd have done it as professionals as well at some point, but we never did, unfortunately. And it's great because you're in that ballroom and they play that music. Because when you're growing up, all you want to do is you want to be in the team match as a child, anyway, especially because it was so good. And so that music's quite it's quite sentimental to me. I just didn't know. I forgot what it was called. Anyway, Social Foxtrot, Ray. It's a great song though.
I don't know the answer to that third question.
Shall I read it?
Go on then.
Let me read it. Read this out. There is only one number from each judge. Why not have 2 like the old skating system? One for merit and one for artistry. Would this leave less to judges' whim? So they just so obviously what he's suggesting there is in this thing they have one score, technical score perhaps. I'm against it all. I think it's nonsense. Honestly, it's just for them to tick a box so that they can. So the International Olympic Committee can say, yes, that dance sport, they judge it fairly because they judge on their own. They mark them out of 6 or whatever. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. It's about money. It's all about money. They just want more funding. And in England, of course, we are not recognised by the Sports Council at all. So, or the Arts Council, funnily enough. So we don't get either. We don't get anything. Spoke to Marcus about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scoring is posted on a screen at the end of each dance. The tension builds as the competition progresses.
These aren't questions. These are just like bullet points.
Surely this is a good idea for the spectators and competitors alike. Perhaps judges wouldn't like the transparency.
No, what I wanted, when we held our World Championships last year, I wanted to do visual marking. Because I think visual marking does definitely add a certain level of excitement for the audience. But I wasn't allowed to do it. Because you have to have the result has to be at the end of the competition. You can't have it during the comp.
Oh, I see. It's a different kind of scrutineering thing.
Yeah.
Then.
No, it's just the rules. You can't have in the middle of the comp know what the score's going to be. Apparently, I think that's a bit silly, really. I still like to do visual marking. When I've danced abroad, when I was younger, we had visual marking all the time. It was great. The crowd loved it. The crowd loved it because you could see the crowd could tell who was going to do well, if one couple was close, or one couple won one dance, another couple won another dance. It was great. And I remember when you danced in those days, when you danced abroad, I particularly remember the Bulgarian Open. I danced the very first Bulgarian Open in 1994 or 1995, I think, and there was visual marking. Now you would, in those days, there were not so many great dancers or judges, especially the dancers weren't so bad actually, judges in those kind of countries, because dancing just hadn't filtered through for long enough, so those dancers weren't so skilled or as educated, the ones that were judging. So they would always look generally to the British judge for their scores or their judges or their marks. So yeah, and one couple that danced the Gareth and Lisa danced the in the ballroom. I didn't make the ballroom final. I made the Latin final. I made the ballroom final. But so the British judge marked them first in the first dance, and they had a multitude of seconds and thirds and fourths from the other judges. And then you can see the foreign judges looking over at the British judge. Second dance, they had more firsts. Third dance, more firsts, and then the last two dances straight ones. Because you realised, oh yeah, perhaps we should be marking this couple first. They were the best. Gareth and Lisa were the best for sure.
It's interesting though, isn't it?
So they'd look for the British judge to see what they put, how to score it, which was funny. And I won that comp, the Latin actually, but then I came second.
Oh.
I won 3 dances, and second in one, and came second. I don't know how it's possible. It's actually impossible. Gareth went up. Actually, me and Gareth went up. I was like, I can't be bothered. But Gareth went up to the table and said, "What's going on?" Because Gareth was marking as the marks are coming up, because he didn't make the Latin final. He's marking it down. Then he said to me, "Oh, you won," because he was stood behind me where I was waiting for the scores, the visual marking and everything. He said, "Oh, yeah, you've won this." Because it's easy to work it out when you've got 7 judges. It's very easy to work it out. And then I came second. The Russian couple won.
Wow.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Dodgy dealings.
Dodgy.
I think we've often talked about and debated over a better system, but I think it's very hard to get the perfect system, because there's always going to be some way to just not mark someone that you don't particularly like, or
It's because it's subjective.
yeah, or push someone that you want to do well, So you just have to
There was a recent
trust.
There was a recent situation within the dance, within British dancing, where a particular couple felt they were being discriminated against in competition because of their partnership, and they took it legal and they won their case. But I don't understand how that's possible, because for my entire career and together, and even before us, I was always discriminated against, because there was always people that didn't like me.
Yeah, just basically because they didn't like you personally.
They didn't like me personally, or didn't like my dancing. So that's being discriminatory, isn't it? Why don't you like it? It's technically right. Why aren't you marking it? It's nonsense, really.
Yeah.
It's not. And that makes a mockery of the whole thing, really. You can then taking the court about it to say that this the whole system is being corrupt and discriminatory against one particular couple or whatever. But all of the judges are discriminatory. They all are, because they all have their own opinion. And who's to say that heel lead is better than that heel lead? Well, it's a heel lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a heel lead.
But
if you're being that pedantic.
But then it's based on other things.
I know, but if you're being that pedantic, if it's that simple, and it's judged on how you look.
Yeah.
And if you don't look beautiful in the eyes of the judge, then they're not going to mark you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I judge. If I don't like something, I don't mark it.
Yeah.
If I like the look of it, I judge it. I mark it.
Particularly as you go up in the levels, isn't it? Because once people get to a certain level, then they're expected to be good dancers.
Yeah.
They are good dancers. That's not really in question. It's purely then how much do you like one couple over another, and that's not necessarily based on technique. In that sort of measure, it's based on style and artistry and just what you prefer, how
Yeah.
they express it,
Mm.
and how they look. You know, because it's the whole package. You know, so the dress, how they conduct themselves, all of it comes into play, doesn't
Does.
it?
Yeah.
You know, if you go out there with a cross look on your face the whole time, then it might not be received so well. You know, but if you're expressing the music and it comes through emotional, then you're gonna strike someone better.
Sarah Ball says, isn't there a movement to challenge this subjectivity? I wasn't aware of that, but I don't know how
I don't know.
you could do that, because what that does is then that takes you down the WDSF route, where you all have to do the same thing and you all have to look the same, and then it's all based around a technical what's the word I'm thinking of? Your technical ability, acumen, whatever, yeah. Rather than what it should be about, and it's the expression of the movement to the music. Now we can all express music differently, and this is my argument is that what we do is not sport at all. It's athletic, absolutely. As in ballet is pretty damn athletic.
Ballet dancers are so strong, so fit.
But it should be beautiful, and it should be movement expressed to the music.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be about. And we can all express and showcase that music differently. So unfortunately, I think personally, it's always going to be subjective.
And that's why
It's
I
very
don't
difficult.
think there is a perfect system.
There's no for me. There's no perfect system.
To sort of make things seem fairer. I don't know how it can be any better, really.
This is a good point. Lou says her teachers say that if you don't have lessons with some judges, they'll mark you down and mark up their students. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's corruption throughout our business.
Yeah.
The trouble, of course, is you've got judges that teach, of course, and they want to support their couples. And if you are close, if you're a couple and you're close to another couple in terms of level, they're always going to support their own. And the trouble with that is you are always going to look on your own couples more favourably unless your name's James Proughton, because I'm evil to the people I teach. Because I
think this is why you get a lot of competitors that go to everyone. They go to everyone who judges, basically, because essentially what they're trying to do is put themselves on a level playing field with each other. And unfortunately, there's a massive cost attached to that, and that puts an awful lot of pressure on the competitor.
I've lost my line.
You lost your line. Oh. That puts an awful lot of pressure on the competitor, and that's the part of it that, for me, feels really unfair. It's not so much the judging itself; it's that pressure to make sure that you're seen by everyone. And again, I don't have an answer for that.
Well, no, I have an answer.
Do you?
Yeah. The answer is, if you teach, you don't judge.
Well, yeah, but then...
Or if you judge, you don't teach.
People don't make money out of judging, so you can't solely be a judge.
Well, then it has
not
to...
teach.
In an ideal world...
And how can you be a good judge if you're not in amongst it? That's that argument as well.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
It is a very difficult one.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would love to do... And,
maybe, actually, maybe judges would be better if they didn't teach, because they're looking at it with fresher eyes. And
they're not looking at it... They're not skewed by their own... personal attachment to these couples, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think a good idea, one of the better ideas, would be to have a panel of adjudicators. They're doing this for the Worlds, Disney Worlds, later this year. They've got a panel of 30 judges, and then the competitors choose who the judges are out of a hat. It's like randomly chosen.
Okay, random.
And then only 11 of those judges actually judge. That system, I don't think, is quite right, because apparently, I spoke to someone yesterday about it, only the 11 judges are the ones that get paid. So 30 get told to go, and then only 11 of them actually do the job and only get their money for the job. So that's not right, is it? It's not right. So one good idea I would have, two ideas actually. So you have a panel of, let's say, 15. They all judge, and then a computer system randomly chooses whose marks are eligible. So you only have 7 of those 15 actually going towards the result of the comp. So you're never going to know for sure who is. Of course, it still opens up to corruption, because then people will still go to all 15 judges.
Yeah.
Potentially. That you're never going to stop, really. Or no one ever knows who the judges are. Literally, no one knows. They're behind a screen. You don't see them. You just know. You have to trust the promoter to make sure they provide good quality judges. But that then means, of course, that the judges got to have a certain amount of.
Judges give a competition credibility.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but no. But beforehand, you say our panel of judges will be chosen from this panel of judges. So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. In an ideal world, judges wouldn't teach because it's too open to corruption. It's far too open to corruption.
Yeah.
We didn't do enough of the circuit of judges at all. We
didn't.
honestly thought we were going for lessons to get better,
To learn how to dance.
and whereas our competitors were going to lessons to show them how good they were. We would go to a lesson and say to our teacher, "We're having real trouble with this step," and then we'd go in and looking like deformed elephants. And so we leave a lasting impression in our teacher's head of us
That we
looking
were
like
rubbish.
deformed elephants. Whereas we'd be still on the floor with the same competitor, same level as us really, going in and they say, "Oh, I'm having real trouble with this," and they would show their teacher their best bit of choreography, and they say, "I'm having real trouble with this." So then they're planting this seed in their teacher's head, who's also a judge at the next major championships. Well, if that's their worst bit, what must their best bit look like? And so it plants this positive seed in their head, and then we've done the opposite. We've planted a negative seed. When you're doing a comp and you're dancing around, the judges have literally this long to watch you, and you're gone. That's it. That's all they've got. It's about 4 seconds, if that. If that, because the floors are busy, and in a final it's a bit different. You've got a bit more time. But generally speaking, a judge isn't looking at you for very long at all, because they've got so much to do. So especially when you're trying to get through the early rounds. I'm going to show you a video in a minute which is full of couples. It's difficult to judge these things. I've done it. It's difficult to judge.
It's a really difficult job. Really.
And so
difficult job.
what happens, of course, is that if you've got this little seed planted in your head, that because you can recognise people quite quickly. I saw them last week. They were really good. Mark. You don't need to watch them. Or if it's a couple that you teach all the time and you know how good they are. There's James and Kelly and how good they are. So if you haven't got a clue who anyone is, you've actually got to look. You've actually got to watch them. And so you're always going to be drawn to the people that you know, first of all. And so
because it's instant
recognition. That's just how we are.
I've gone to a comp and I've just seen a sea of faces, and it's been really difficult.
Yeah.
Really difficult to pick out who's good and who's not.
I tell you what was really difficult was when I judged in China. That was near on impossible because also from a distance. Well, of course, I've got no attachment with anyone. I don't know who anyone is. They all dress the same. They all had their hair done the same. So it's so difficult.
Yeah.
So difficult. Almost all wearing the same colour as well. It's almost impossible. And they're dancing solo. And then they put 3 comps on at the same time. That's when I walked off the floor. It's the only time I've ever walked off the floor from a comp. I'm not doing this. I'm not judging it. It's ridiculous. And then the bloke I was with said, "You sure? Okay, should we go?" Yeah. So we left. Left a comp. Ridiculous.
I think I remember you telling me about
Bizarre.
that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Lou Mulligan says some judges are unaffordable to some competitors.
Absolutely.
There is a major problem as well in our industry that a lot of the at the top end of the business charge exorbitant rates. They are very talented and they have reached the top of their business, and they've been very successful and they've been great dancers. And one of the things that they use to defend that is that when their diary is full and they can't fit anyone else in, they put their price up. And then if someone puts their price up, because it's all ego driven, if one puts the price up, the other one says, "Well, why are they £100? I should be £100."
The competition doesn't stop at the competition.
No, it doesn't at
Let's
all.
put it that way. I mean, it's and again that's the part that makes it very difficult because
This is getting spicier and spicier.
because it's all at the bottom, you plonker.
I'm still going to drink it.
Yeah. Clear your nose out. I don't know how to say it really. Unless you've got a lot of money behind you, say you're lucky enough to have a job to pay the way, then it's very, very difficult. Or if you've got some sort of sponsor or something like that, then it's really, really, I mean, really when we were dancing, it was unaffordable. We got ourselves into a lot of debt over it. And not that I regret it, actually, because
we should have managed the money better and done better advertising for ourselves, because those lessons were...
Yeah, but we had we still got a lot of experience from it all. So I don't regret it. But you know, some people literally go into a lot of financial trouble for it all on
They
the
do.
kind of, you know, promise or you know, there's no guarantee, is there, that you're going to do well.
No. Shall we show them a Blackpool video?
Oh, okay, you got one of those.
Yeah,
have
I've
you?
got some old ones. 2008. So as you can see from that busy so if you think about it, and if you're a camera person, you like to film it. So on all these videos, we're wearing the same.
Oh, that sounds
Is
like
that Ella?
That sounds like the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn dog. Right, I'll put another one on for you. Let me have a look. What else have we got? Another one. Which one should we do? This is the short one. Bit of tango, this one. This is the 48 So there we go, it's a bit of tango. So, comment from Brecken Beacons, how can you possibly judge that number of dancers on the floor at that same time? Well, that's one of the earlier rounds. So, unless you only judge 1 to 6 when you get to the final. So, in earlier rounds, you've got to bring back a certain number. So, at the round of 48, you've got to bring back 24. So, there's 3 heats of 48 couples in total. So, and over those 3 heats, you've got to bring back 24 couples, so approximately 8 per heat, essentially. And it isn't always 8, of course, because there might be one heat which has got 12 really good couples. One heat's only got 2, perhaps. And so the way in which the couples are put together sometimes depicts how well you're going to do, because you could be put in a heat full of not very good people or really good people, and you don't do so well. Hello. How are you doing? Do you have a nice... Oh, mwah. Do you have a nice time? What did you get?
A jacuzzi.
You went in the what?
A jacuzzi.
A jacuzzi? What's a jacuzzi? Is that a bath full of pops?
No, it's a bath full of bubbles.
Bath for the bubbles?
How do they get the bubbles then?
Me press a button.
Did you have a cup? Did you have a chili beforehand? And then you all sat in there and did pops?
No. No.
Say good evening to the world. That camera. On that camera out there.
Hello.
Say good evening, world.
Good evening. I don't like saying good evening.
You smell of school.
How?
Probably
she?
of
No, she smells of school. They're close to school.
How?
How did you get on your spelling test?
I don't know.
Go
I
and get
don't
the book.
know.
Go and get the book. Go and get the book. Go and get the book. Go and get the book.
Have you got your book?
No, I haven't got the book.
Where is your book?
It's in my book bag.
Where's your book bag?
Oh.
That's the old one.
Where's your book bag?
Go and get your book bag. She's been working hard at her spelling.
Oh,
bless her.
bless her. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have tears over homework. She
We do.
doesn't
We do.
like it.
My mum says Blackpool choking up time. Yeah, it's a bit
Aw.
sad, really, isn't it? A bit sad.
Yeah.
Do you want another one? You can say yes or no, so people need to tell me yes or no, because I'm not just going to waste your time by putting Blackpool videos up.
Well, I've still got what?
So you wanna see another one?
How many questions to get?
Yeah, but it's
through?
their bullet points. They're not questions.
Hang on, let me just see what the scoring is. Oh, we talked about that. Oh, there was one more. Some of the ladies wore trouser suits. Would this be accepted at Blackpool in ballroom? Has anyone done this?
No.
No.
No, it wouldn't be accepted, and no one's done it.
That was a
Very
quick
quick,
one.
very quick. Let's have a look. Oh,
8 out of
Ella.
10.
Ella.
Oh, that's all right.
You missed the A's in haunt and launch.
She wrote hunt and lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This morning in the car, she got 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. You just had a forgetful moment, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, Ella.
She's got homework to do this weekend.
Well, that's
though.
it. Bed early tonight then.
She's got
That-
maths homework to do this weekend.
Has she?
Yes.
Ooh.
But 8 out of 10 is really good.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
You've got to
Well
stop
done.
biting your lips, darling.
Right. They do. The people have said yes. They do want another one. So
Go on then.
let's
put
have a
another
look. Don't
video
do
on.
that silly face. But you can
She's-
show them
she's
your
got
sore lips.
Really sore lips. Stop licking them, honey, because you're making it worse.
And you can show them the fact that you've lost a tooth.
She's my uncle like this. She lost her two front teeth.
Careful,
Careful,
careful.
honey.
Don't knock the keyboard.
Oh, I've got something to show you later as well.
Show me.
You got a package in the mail.
Right. Let's put another one on. Let's put
Came all the way from Australia.
Australia.
I
Australia,
know.
mate.
Imagine
Right,
that.
we're going to pop a waltz on now, I think. I think it's a waltz. I think
From
it's...
someone you've never even met.
Is it that one? Let's have a look.
I know.
Please walk back to the floor, please.
Don't know what dance this is.
For your slow foxtrot. Thank you.
Oh, it's a foxtrot.
Just see if I'm...
Yeah, no, it's that. This is it's all basics. So I did that today with Secret. That was on this bit. This was first half. This is the first way. It's all the basics. Everyone else is not. So maybe we could have got Question shorts. Oh,
As we move on.
right. in that one then.
Tango.
Oh, it's another tango. Oh, this wasn't bad actually. Not as good as the tango picture we got in the studio. This was obviously the second back. It all comps, so they get a chance to think, oh, that doesn't look so good, we need to fix that.
They get to assess it easier. Yeah.
The crowd is vocal, Ray, because they're just encouraging and shouting and cheering. It's a bit like a football match, really. I used to shout "man on" as well when couples were close. If I'm watching someone that I like. Do you get marked down for a collision? Not necessarily, unless it's blatant, and we don't get marked down as such. You just probably wouldn't get marked
if you deliberately.
If I see a couple deliberately smack into someone deliberately and it's blatant, then yeah, then I just wouldn't mark them. I wouldn't mark them because it can actually it can really cause a lot of problems. Who videoed it, James? It follows you around the floor. I'm sure it wasn't me. Yes, it was you, Mother.
Yeah.
You were, because later on there's a video that says, "Can you stop videoing, please, Madam?" Now I know my dad can be a little effeminate, but it definitely wasn't him. So let's have one more, shall we? And then we'll put the other thing on. I don't know which one was the waltz then. The waltz must have been. Oh, this is a quick step.
That is the first turn for the last dance in this
Here we
second
are.
round. Prepare
That's
yourself
another
for
thing.
21 couples on the
Holding
floor.
hands like that. The other couples are still like
In
this.
the second quarter,
Raining.
the
This is
each other,
casually slump
and also
and sneak onto the floor.
use the floor.
Infinite
Thank you.
wisdom.
Quick step.
We're being judged on our dancing. You go to the dog, please.
Kentucky Heat 1.
I don't think that's but what I did prepare for you was this little video.
Side of the island. Gonna go and see where the
So this
sales
is,
manager
I'll
lives
turn
now,
it down a bit as
the
well.
money
So
he
I don't
owns.
need the
There's views of the island. See the other side of that big
so
building we
much
just
at the
saw.
moment, anyway. This is where Kelly used to live.
It's all rather special. Here we
This is
go.
what we
Here we
talked
go.
about
So the
before.
key
Yeah.
is working.
This is a long video. There's the little cart. Kelly
Videoing
pre
us
teeth.
as we go off on a golf buggy. Are we going to get to the gap?
As well. We've just done a comp. haven't we?
Yeah.
On the golf buddy?
Was this after
We
the
go to the little gap here.
I think it must have. Yeah, I think we went there
About,
after.
don't crash.
Yeah.
There's the spa.
Break.
Up in there.
Right, fast
Go
forward.
slowly, too.
No, just don't worry about the speed. Just off we go. Let's look for some traffic. There's no
I'm
traffic.
saying
There's
stuff though, so.
There's the bridge that takes us back
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
saying
to
stuff, so
Australia.
you're probably gonna want to.
There's all the little
Listen.
houses and everything. There's people. Have I got to flash something? Alright, there we go. Let's go to the
Oh, sorry.
thing. There's a new little development that's still being built. Oh, we're going this way, are we? So we're going to Paul's first.
Strange looking.
No, we're going to the house.
We're going to the houses first. We're going to go and look at one of the houses. That's why I've got the little
Upscore you
camera
again,
on, so
shall we?
I'll video that as well. Well, my mum loves it when I give a little running commentary. Here I am.
Once again, great telly.
Hello.
How young I look.
Oh,
blimey.
look how young
You
and
should watch
skinny
Lego,
we
really.
are.
Yes. The golf buggy is fabulous, isn't it? A little bit windy.
I'd like to be young and skinny again.
Nothing's coming. Off we go. See, these are the little houses that are being built. Well, little. I'm taking
Set the third one down. You haven't looked.
nice little boat through the gap there. Smells nice as well. All
Yeah.
smells
Can you get it?
lovely and
Yep.
seaweedish. Seaweedish. What number we got to go to?
14.
Number 14.
These are villas.
These are the villas on the left-hand side. They all look rather empty actually at the moment, don't they?
I don't think there are many very
You're trying to see what they can hear.
And then we've got the houses here.
There's the houses here. Oh, we're not... Right, so here we go. Here's the house. That's the entrance of the house.
So we drove to a house then, didn't we? This one.
Looks rather nice. Oh, wrong key. There's a lovely little view. See that? It's beautiful. There's someone's car down there. What are they doing down there with the car? Right.
Close that one.
So I'm just going to close this gate here. And here we go to the side entrance into one of the houses.
That's a laundry.
So first thing, come in, here's a laundry. All the cupboards and everything. Oh, it's well stocked. It's got loads of booze in there. It's full of it. It's booze, booze, booze. Kitchen.
Awesome kitchen.
This is rather nice. Oh, yeah, it's all rather splendid. That's the back view out there. So,
Living and dining room.
living and dining room,
Fireplace.
fireplace. That's rather impressive. That's another little sitting area, which is rather cool,
How
I
long
have
is
to
it?
say.
And then downstairs. Do you want to see
Let's
that?
go outside quickly, huh?
4.
You got another 10 minutes of this, people.
We've got a little pool.
Little
down there.
seated area with a barbecue out there. Some nice, these are lovely chairs, aren't they? Straight down if you want to, straight down out to the grass, out into the sea there. Alternatively, that's a pool. There's a little splash pool here, which isn't very big, but it's big enough to have a little ding, have a little
Thing from the sun.
or whatever you want to do in. That's just awesome. It's awesome. Right on the water. It's just fantastic. That's Sovereign Island over there. That house there is the one with the titanium roof. We've got a picture of that one. Now I'm going to pause this and do another one because this is possibly going to run out of memory or something. So we're just going to go back inside.
Why don't we swap?
And we're back. So another little seating area outside with some tables and chairs. These are the stairs. Obviously the stairs down, that'll take you down to the little basement. There is a lift. There is a lift in this house.
Station down to car park and up to 2 levels.
Say that again, my dear.
Station down to car park and up to 2 levels.
Ah. A little study area, I guess. Study area, I guess, yes. There's the view out of the window here.
How long your legs are.
She's quite smart.
I know.
She's quite
They
smart.
look so much longer.
It's because I was thinner. That's why I need to lose weight.
Nice bathroom, nice finishes. This is the downstairs bathroom. They're all cupboards, which is all quite smart. Big shower, nice toilet. Right, up to the first floor. Up the stairs, up the stairs. Lift again, see?
It was
It's
lovely
crazy. There's a
working
lift in the
there.
house, it's fantastic. Let's go this way. Right, so this will be the upstairs bathroom. Another big shower, another toilet, it's all the same stuff really.
It's like a second bedroom.
A little bedroom at the front here. Built-in wardrobes. Nice bed and everything. Its own little terrace. Fabulous. Okay, round the corner. Lift again. What's in this door, Kelly? Storage. A walk-in wardrobe. That for you, that would just be shoes, wouldn't it? That would just be your
So
shoes.
much room for activities.
This is just another bedroom. This isn't the main
If
bedroom.
anyone knows the
There's an
reference,
ensuite. Again, the same sort of stuff.
I'll say well done.
A nice big
Prize, no.
cupboard area. Look at those buttons. With lights and everything. Yeah, lovely. Look at those. They're lovely. You like those, don't you, Cal? I like that light. That's what I like. Okay, I'm going out of here. Further down the corridor. Interesting paintings on the wall. And this will be another... We got cut off then. But we're back. This is another bedroom. But this still isn't the main... This is the main bedroom?
No.
This isn't the main bedroom. This is another ensuite. With a big bath and a nice big bedroom. Pretty awesome, to be honest, really. Pretty awesome. Built-in wardrobes again. Again, lovely view. Look at this. This is awesome. This is the big door to the master bedroom. The bedroom being down there. These are all cupboards. So, and this is the bathroom. That's the bathroom. That's pretty good. That's a big bath. That'll be a shower, I should think.
Yeah, that's a shower, which has got a little bench in it, look.
It's got a shower with a bench. So if you get tired while having a shower, you can have a little sit down. Now, I should think this is probably another shower.
That's probably...
Oh no, it's a toilet and a bidet. Nice. And this, oh, these are the fancy. Go on, run the tap, Kel. Run the tap, run the tap. There's your sink. Peculiar, but effective. And this is the master room. Which is all rather nice, isn't it? Nice big terrace again. Hello. It's all rather special, isn't it? And there we go. And it looks like there's someone over there who's lost a car. What are they doing? Not quite sure. It doesn't look as though the car is decided to sink into the water. So that may well be interesting to video. I'm going to start this again. And welcome back to Australia's funniest videos. It would appear that the guy in the silver car, or someone in the silver car, has got themselves a bit stranded. And so now they're trying to pull it out with a jeep. So God knows what they were doing down there in the first place. These guys don't even look as though they're actual residents.
No, they don't. Like some of these kids, maybe.
So what are they doing? Should we report them to the authorities?
I don't know.
How did they get their car down there anyway? Where did they drive? And why were they driving their car down there?
I don't know.
This is a private island.
I know, I don't know how I got there. Shall we go downstairs and have a look?
Let's. So 2 ways into this bathroom, into this main bedroom. It's rather special. Oh, Kelly, I've got the back of you there. I'll zoom out of the old. Into the, oh, I've got your bottom. Don't you worry. It is rather special. Let's take the lift down to the basement. Ding ding dong. Smile, Kelly. Ah, pretty girl. Into the lift. Your own lift.
Have a look at the basement.
Let's have a look at the basement, shall we? Why is there a keypad? What was that?
I don't know.
That's not what you just said. You went, How's it go? And here we are in the basement, which is where plenty of storage space. Someone was talking then, Kelly. The lift was talking. Kelly, the lift was bloody talking.
Come on, do you want to talk about
I've got it on video.
great big massive?
And a great big massive thing underneath with automatic lights and enough room here for enough cars. 4 or 5 cars, which is pretty special, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Wow, there we go, and there you have it. Right, so here we go, we're in. This is the penthouse in his foyer. So we're going to unlock the door. And then we go.
I think that's enough. I think that's enough of that. We then went to the penthouse and showed you the penthouse and stuff like that. But you've seen enough.
The sound's gone funny, hasn't it?
I'm just leaving this in now just to see if it sounds funny now as well. But
We're hoping it's just because that video was playing,
Yeah.
and not because.
well, it wasn't doing it to start with.
No, it only started during the video.
I rectified it by resetting everything, and then it worked again last time. That's how I
Okay.
fixed it. Oh yeah, it sounds gone funny again.
Sound's gone funny again. Oh, how annoying!
Yeah, we didn't do anything. We didn't change any settings.
No, you just played that, didn't you?
I just have to reset it again. Well, we're kind of done for the time
We are.
anyway.
Yeah.
We've done quite a lot of chat tonight, haven't we? It's
Yes.
getting a bit darker. How are we doing for questions? None.
I think we're
No
done.
more. We're done
Well,
for
they've been
questions.
watching that, haven't they?
They have. So, well, we're still here for a little bit. If you want to talk about what you've just seen, what you've just witnessed, was a lovely. I do apologise for the sound. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as it has been. So I'm going to turn this off because I don't want it in my ear anymore.
Okay. Actually, they hurt, don't they? Those ones.
Yeah. Well, you've only got little ears, haven't you?
I do.
Yeah, that was a wonderful house. It's 13 years ago as well. That
Yeah.
it still looks really
Well, I
high
don't
spec
know.
now, I
We
suppose.
don't
But
know.
what obviously what a new build today would probably be even more so. So Kelly left that little island with the golf buggies to move in with me to an ex-council flat in Southampton.
Bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, I think she did all right. Did we find out about the car? No, we didn't.
No, I
No,
don't,
we
I
don't
don't
know what
remember.
happened. No, I don't remember.
if we did or not.
They were certainly ne'er-do-wells.
I do
They-
have a feeling that they might have been like grown up, not grown up, I mean like 17 or something like that, kids of someone who lives there
All right.
that decided to perhaps
Mess about.
be a bit silly. Yeah. No doubt the guy that they had on-site managers, no doubt he would have
Sorted them.
sorted them. Yes.
Yeah. It was quite strange to see because I noticed it. If you noticed, remember from the beginning of the video, I noticed the car down there as we went into the house. And when we went upstairs, of course, I could see that it was in trouble, in distress.
Yeah.
And then we're getting a little.
They've
Jeep
probably
out.
been down there fishing or something.
Probably.
Like that. Yeah.
What was the island called, Kel?
Ephraim Island.
How do you spell Ephraim, Kel?
EPHRAIM. Ephraim.
Ephraim.
Yeah.
Ephraim with a PH.
Yeah. It's a little tiny island just off the coast, and it's got a little 200-meter bridge.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's an island, but it's
There's no holiday, or it might be holiday lets, I don't know, but
no,
it's no hotel or
it
anything.
wasn't.
It's
It
just
well, that's what
you
it
weren't
was.
allowed to do it, were you? Weren't you allowed to
Not
do
holiday
lets?
lets.
No, you're not allowed to.
No, or long-term leasing, or owner-occupier.
They might have changed that now, I guess.
Might have done, but I wouldn't have imagined. So.
We'd certainly like to visit there again, wouldn't we? We always said we'd like to buy one of the houses there, didn't we?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not sure about it now, to be honest.
No.
But at the time, of course, because we were so young and
I suppose it's
bright-eyed.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot to live, of course. But I suppose
Course. You with your Cockney accent. A beautiful spot to live, course.
Shut up. What I was going to say, I suppose the idea of being in a gated community doesn't necessarily appeal to me anymore. But then, having said that, it depends on the community, doesn't it? Because if
Yeah,
they're
well, if you've got
already-
to live with me in a gated community, you've got no chance, have you?
No one
I want
wants
to do
live
that.
there, do
Or
they?
Buddy and Ella.
Oh, well, yes,
What
that's
buddy?
true. But yeah, I mean, if it's a good community that all gets along well, it can be a bit hit and miss, can't it? With
Yeah.
that sort of thing. You can either get really good people that get along really well, or you get people that just don't get on. That'd be a nightmare if you have to live in that situation. So, but then you never know your neighbours as well, do you?
Yeah,
So,
true.
When you move. So
We're
I
quite
suppose it's
lucky here.
Not really any different. Yeah, we've always been very lucky in that.
We have actually, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there you have
There
it.
we go. So if anyone's got any questions other than where is it or what's it called, we might toddle off.
Yeah, I'll go
What are you making me for dinner?
have my second mocktail.
What are you making me for dinner?
I was going to do butter beans.
Will you?
Mm.
Oh, that's nice.
And some greens.
Because I might just go and have a lay down in a dark room.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance. I literally
We
got
haven't-
in.
We actually haven't had a chance to chat to each other, have we?
No, not today, not this week. Really at all, actually.
No.
I got in and just had enough time to do the intro graphic for tonight's video, and then set this up, and then start it, and that's it.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
I just, so I haven't even had time to fart.
Hello. Don't say that. Ella came home from school once and said that Mrs. I can't remember who, Mrs. such and such said fart today. She was all like, she said fart. It's funny.
Yeah,
Bless her little cottons.
yeah.
Anyway,
Right, well there we go. That's it then. That's it then.
we see them again next week.
Yeah, and Wednesday. Definitely on Wednesday this week. Sorry about this week. It's the first cancellation we've done of any of our online things since last March.
Hmm.
I don't think that's too bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we did stop when we were back to work, didn't we?
Yes.
From that
Well, that's
last
because
July.
we were able to do classes immediately as well. Obviously, the online classes will stop once we get the able to go back to online. Back to normal classes. However, I know you've all enjoyed these things, so it's possible that we might do things every now and then. But
Yeah.
I have got some other projects that I wanted to get on with and do, which would kind of fill this void. But at the moment, I've just got no time to record it or do it.
But yeah, every now and then we might be able to jump online and do a live or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe from the studio.
From the studio,
Maybe from the studio,
from
which would be
different
quite cool.
places we might go if we
Yeah.
ever get to go anywhere again.
Yeah. Maybe from the garden when the garden gets done.
Yeah, that'd
If
be
the garden
nice.
ever gets finished.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
That's
go.
it then. That's it then.
Keep well, take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
everyone.
Keep checking the website for more information about the competition if you're keen to be keen to take part or visit or whatever. That's it. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Sarah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Lou. And everyone else.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. I'm going to go and just put my feet up for a minute.
And I'm going to cook some
Kelly's
butter
going to get me
beans.
some dinner. Good girl. Actually, was that be the first dinner you've cooked me in how long?
No, I've cooked this.
When did you last cook me a dinner?
I don't know. I cooked something, but I did cook.
I cooked something.
Hey, when life is back to normal,
I
it's
know.
mostly me.
I know.
So,
But for the last 4.5 months, it's been pretty much me
well,
all
you
the
needed
time.
something to keep yourself
Yeah,
busy.
of course. I need something to keep myself occupied.
You did.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
good for me.
So cooking for you is my occupation.
If you want to.
If you're keeping yourself occupied, therefore, if you're doing something, that would be your occupation, would it not? So my occupation was keeping you fed. Done a good job.
But you
haven't
also fed yourself.
I did feed myself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ella.
I'm going now. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. to be here for you. And I do hope that you can join us on Wednesday. We'll be here again next week. Matteo and Jessica, of course, are still doing their online things. You know all the score, you know the drill when they're on and stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Get to enjoy some sunshine.
Yes.
Get some vitamin D.
Vitamin D, darling. Vitamin D.
I still
You
say.
don't
I still
live.
say vitamin.
You don't live in Australia anymore, darling.
I know. I still say vitamin though.
What do you have with a bolognese? What goes with bolognese?
Pasta.
Pasta.
Not pasta.
She used to say pasta.
Yeah.
Soon got that out of her, didn't I?
What else did I used to say? Yogurt.
It's yogurt, darling. It's yogurt.
I used to say yogurt.
It's yogurt.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's not just me. This is how Australians.
It's definitely vitamins,
Vitamins. I still say
Vitamins.
vitamin. It just sounds like vitamin to me.
and it's definitely aluminium foil.
Australians also say aluminium.
Yeah, they don't say aluminum.
No, they don't say
Oh,
aluminum.
it's the Americans. Aluminum.
It's funny, Australians say some things the same as English and then some things the same as Americans.
No. Odd. They're an
It's
odd
like
race.
a hybrid.
It's an odd culture in Australia. Odd.
Come on, let's get on.
Right. See you next week,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.